Welcome in everyone. This video we're going to be going over some of our kind of miscellaneous trade setups here for the last week or two here. We're going to look at our net premium gaps. We're going to look at the gamma gaps. I got a flow and charts play that we're going to kind of recap here. A really phenomenal week here and or last couple weeks here. So I'm going to kind of show everybody that might be new to this here. So I do have everything tracked on our spreadsheet here. So we'll be looking at a couple names here. We got the net premium gaps. We got our gamma gaps here. We got our flow and charts play here. So we're going to be kind of going over those. I'll be following along with the notes, obviously. The spreadsheet's available to everybody in Discord if you are kind of new to Discord as well too. So we're going to be recapping. I'll just pop it over here so everybody that can see. So again, if you're looking for that spreadsheet here, it is in that spreadsheet tracking. But we're going to be going over the bottom section here of our trading zone. So we're going to look at our net premium gaps, our daily gamma gaps, and our flow and charts. I'm going to just kind of go over what I saw in real time. We'll go from there, but so when I'm saying, so it's updated on that day and it will be valid that next day, obviously. It's updated on a weekend usually. So at the time, Microsoft here. So Microsoft had some heavy bid side call action on 5:30 and 5:08. So you can see that 5:30 big bid side call action, a little earlier bid side call action as well, and a little bit on that Friday. There wasn't really any flow to back up the significant drop, so I was keeping an eye out for some flow. But let's go and take a peek at that move here on Microsoft for the week here. I'm gonna just pass that off here. So I'm gonna be doing a 1 week and a 2 week move there. So we'll look at that max move there for the first week and then that full max move there for 2 weeks. So let's pop over to our chart here. Where's my chart? Let's go tools, charting. All right, let's do Microsoft. So you'll see how this looks here, and let's pop this to the daily. So here's our daily. So these would have been again valid on 5/11 here. So let's go find 5/11. I'm just kind of picking some not random spots on the chart, but just that kind of opening day there. So here is our 5/11 here. So day, I'm just gonna kind of go where just on that green bar there, getting very close estimates there. We'll see how it does in another week, but oops, let me pop that trend there. So these dropped. I mean, about I have it marked as about 1.69% decline on Microsoft there in a week. And again, if you're trading options there and you're getting it on a Monday and taking advantage of that decline, or if you're a really good charter, you can find a good entry, you would have kind of captured that there. So we opened actually at there. So that's where I did it from that opening candle there. So you gotta kind of move up that same day. We obviously closed near the high. Started to see that decline that next day. And then we really hit our low there. That next session there. So about a 1.7% kind of max drop there. I leave it at 1.61%. Not a big deal. And we will see. So 5/11 here. We'll see how it moves next week there, but that did provide a profitable move in that correct bearish direction there. So good little move on those. So up next we have LITE. So LITE was a really interesting one here. Heavy ask side put premiums on that 5.6 and 5.8. You see that big spike in net put premium there. Spike in net put premium there, spike in net put premium there. Huge drop in that call premium there. Just some little bid side stuff there. But again, combining multiple data points, so these channels do have kind of multiple data points as well. Also, we were seeing some, I mean, not a lot of positive gamma. I mean, price is very extended from that there. We were just kind of seeing, some little negative gamma in there, and we haven't really seen a massive drawdown at all. And also just kind of looking at the flow as well too. was kind of seeing some short dated puts come in here too as well. Just kind of a face value look there overall. So that was again, keep in mind, it's going to tell you what it says there. It's a bearish play. Bearish play. So now if we go and look at LITE here, let's go look at LITE. So again, this would have been valid on 511 there. So let's get our trend line in here. Oops, right here. So our 511 here. So this one, I have it kind of adjusted. I mean, this thing opened, I mean, it ran really quick. So like if we go look at 511 here, let's go look. Let me pop up my broker or not. So on LITE here, if you just go and look at LITE here on 511, let's go back here, 511. All right, one more. So these ran out of the gate almost, I mean, instantly. You're probably not going to grab a call right away on these there, but I mean, that popped up really quick there up to about that 1010 there. And we just kind of grinded all day up there. So, I mean, I have this kind of marked maybe at 1,009 for an entry there just to kind of give it a little context there. So if you see that 1,009 here, give or take, we'll go right here. So if, oops, I can't do my trend line. Okay, there we go. So, I mean, it was about, for that week move, about down 9.2% there. So, I mean, that's a significant move there from that kind of, that first pop there. And even that next day, I mean, you had that big drawdown there. So, we'll see how that 2-week move looks on those. But, yeah, good move there on the net premium gaps. Now, let's look at the gamma gaps here. We got a couple more of those. And this will be updated again this week, and I wanted to get the video before the updates. So again, if you're just watching the video, you can feel free to join us in here, and you will have access to all this data. So daily gamma gaps. Let's go to Netflix here. So Netflix is one that did not work out. So at the time, again, heavy net call gamma on that 93, 95, and 99 call. So again, just kind of looking at that, the gamma exposure by strike here, you can just see all that net gamma on those call side expirations. They were aiming at the time there, that 5.8 and that oh, excuse me. Okay, I have to go back. I realized I started the I paused the video and didn't hit replay. So please ignore that if we're gonna go over Netflix again. But I'm just gonna pop it here quick. Netflix was one of the losers here. Here is our 511 entry. 6, 7, 8, 9. Where's my 11? 511. Where am I? What? You see what happens when you pause something and you mess it up. Okay, so Netflix would have been valid 511 here. And this was a bullish setup. So let me just pop that in here. So 511, 1011. So these are actually, oh no, these came in on 5.4. Okay, I was looking at that. Okay, so totally ignore me there. That was big brain fart. But coming in here, that weak move on Tesla to that 5.8 there, down about, I got 5.5% or so, 4.5% there. So kind of a not a good move there. And then your 2-week out move there, down about 4.8% there. Not the best setup. I don't know if this made it in the video or not, but Netflix again, heavy positive gamma there. That's what stuck out to me. A lot of net gamma on the call strike here. And then you had that kind of, and curious to see what happens because there is some positive net gamma on those later expiration time there too. So we'll see what happens there. But okay, if we missed Netflix there, sorry, that was my fault, 100%. SMCI here was a good one though. This did overlap earnings, just to be transparent about that. But at the time, heavy positive gamma on that 5.8 expiration, that 5.15 expiration. Nothing really else for that net gamma exposure there. You also look at the big positive daily gamma exposure there. Heavy positive gamma on that one. And we look at expiration and then strike here. A lot of that net gamma on that 27.5 call, 28.5 call at the time. So a lot of heavy net gamma on the call side of things there. So let's go take a peek at this one here. Oops. All right, so let's go here. So this came in, started on 5.4 would have been your valid starting point there. So here we are. Here's 5.4 right here. These made, even before earnings, it was about a 5% move. That earnings move, though, if you would have swung a little lotto on that, massive move up on those. And on 5.8 here, you would have got about a 31% move, 32% move or so, little very close to that there. And then your big 2-week move there would have been up a little bit more, up at 34, 35%, give or take a little bit. And then we will, that was just a max move there. And I mean, still, but still would have been up there. But yeah, good move on that. Even post or pre-earnings there, you would have still got a little move there. So that would have been a correct directional call there. And let's see, what do we have next? PFE, so again, valid on 5.11 here. PFE, this was a bearish one, what I saw here. Big drop in that daily gamma exposure. That net gamma was on the close expiration, or the 5.15 technically there, because that 5.8 was that Friday. This update's on Monday. Yeah, that net gamma was on the put side, at least more, short midterm there. Big dump in that call premium on that Friday there too. Big spike in the put premium there. That is a part that caught my eye there. A little bid side call action here again the day before too. We did have some flow to go off this as well too. So we had those 7/17/23 puts there, 10% out of the money, kind of longer term there. These 4 data points there that looked very good there. Let me, what was this? The 7/17/23 put. Actually did not see if that, how good of a move that made there. So let's go look this up in the contract lookup. PFE 727. What was that again? 7/17/23. 7/17/23. 7/17/23 put. Oops. There we go. So these, yeah, small little move there, 16. I mean, not the biggest price in the contract, but 16 trading. I mean, around 20. They're up. Still 9% out of the money, but we got a good move on that stock overall there. So let's pop in Pfizer here. And we only have the 1 week move on this one, so we'll see what it does next week as well. But our trend line here is our, so valid on May 11th here. Here is our May 11th here. We open kind of in here. Your 1 week down move there. And I am going to kind of, no, we opened about there. So, I mean, depending on when you get in there, about 2.5% down on something like that. But that was a quick little weak move there. And again, obviously, I'm just kind of picking around the starting point of the day there. But yeah, about a 2.5% drawdown there during the week. Again, good move if you were trading puts on something like that. And then we have one more in here. The WBDs, again, another bearish one here. Lots of negative gamma there on that daily gamma exposure there. Net gamma was really favoring that 27 expiration there. You can see that your normalized JEX here is massive compared to everything else. That 25 is also pretty massive there as well. And looking, oh, we did the strike. Let's do the expiration. So expirations again at the time, that 515, tons of net gamma on that put strike there, or that put expiration, and then on that 1016 as well too. So let's take a peek at this one. So this would have been valid on 511. Let's go find this. This also started to kind of make a little move down towards the end of the week here. Trend line, let's do this. So 511 here. So opening up here. And you know, about not a massive move down, but let's just kind of get a little bit up there. I mean, you got about a 1.25% there move down there. So I mean, you're getting those moves there, and this is just on a weekly basis right now for these two. So we'll have to see what happens with this overall. So now we got one flow and charts trade to look up here. So this was on the hood 529.80 call. So let me actually just pop this up here. Hood 59.80 call. Oop, I need to go contract lookup. Hood 529.80 call. So these absolutely, let's look at that trade here. So these came in on 5.3, so again it would have been valid 5.4 there. So let's just do this. So oh, I gotta go back a little bit more. So here's our whale here again, 5.1. You get that move up, that 5.4 instantly. I mean, contracts would have just stayed positive there that entire time. Little pop there again towards the end of the day. Little drawdown there, but came back up and hit that high. Even again came up and hit that high there. So I mean, plenty of time to take profits on something like this. But that 287 there, I mean, they hit a high of 542 there. We will go, we'll say 515 on that 11th there, because that's kind of our closer one there. So yeah, we'll do 511 on there, just kind of be fair about it. So I mean, see about, you know, that 30 to 40% range on something like that. I mean, you get out here at 426 there. I mean, that's still a good return on something like that. But good move on that one. And let me pop this over in the Discord too. So this is what I was seeing at the real time there. So that large whale here on that 529.80 call. Net call premium spiking, looks good. Your net gamma did favor that kind of 5.8 expiration, so we had a little time there, a little short-term net gamma on that shorter 5.1 at the time. Actually, no, that would have been expired because it would have been that 5.8. It starts that Monday. Our chart here was just kind of looking at a simple support demand zone test there, following up our trend line here. Bounce there, little bounce out of there, bounce there, small reject there, but hard bounce there. Was going to be curious what happened there. And let's pop this over to the chart. So you can see on that 5.4 here we are 5.4. So you just see that move up here. So zoom in a little bit. So here's your 5.4. We open there, and I mean, trading at 74, you're up at 81 now. You can't argue with that. You can just see how what I was seeing there in that real time. Again, looking for that bounce off that uptrend, and we did bounce out of that zone pretty much perfectly. So about a 44% gain on something like that. But other than that, that is all I have for those kind of miscellaneous sections. We'll be back with these again next week, and that's kind of it. Have a great weekend, everybody.